Main story tonight, communication failure. Claims that lives have been put at risk after the computer system handling calls for one of our emergency services failed.
It has simply been a matter of chance that lives haven't been lost to date. But I tell you what, safety has been compromised. It's taken us longer to reach some incidents because of this system. We've seen fire appliances mobilised from their own fire station.
Good evening. It's claimed that failures with the computer system handling calls for Dorset and Wiltshire Fire Service are putting lives at risk. The £7.5 million system, which is also used by the Devon and Somerset service, crashed at least 10 times last year.
One control room operator has told us that she ended up using online maps to direct crews. Lee Madden reports.
Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue Service have responded to more than 42,000 calls since the new call handling system provided by Capita was put in place in the summer of 2015.
Well, our system indicates that the AtoZ often run the pumps on.
It's designed to break down borders between the 3 fire and rescue areas it covers and deploy fire engines from the closest station to every incident. But there's been problems.
Take care, bye-bye.
Well, just on Monday we had 2 very common faults that we experienced.
Kate Scott is a control room operator and local rep for the Fire Brigades Union.
The system fails and we're unable to mobilise fire engines. When you're answering 999 calls, you're trying to do the best you possibly can for that person on the end of the phone, and when you're not able to do that as effectively as you would like, it is very frustrating and stressful for the operators.
A Freedom of Information request from the BBC's revealed over the last 18 months there have been several problems. These include the system failing to work and calls having to be taken by different control rooms.
This is a single control room, but it covers all of Dorset.
The union says the system must be fixed.
It has simply been a matter of chance that lives haven't been lost to date. But I tell you what, safety has been compromised. It's taken us longer to reach some incidents because of this system. We've seen fire appliances mobilised from their own fire station.
The 3 areas using this system, Dorset and Wiltshire, Devon and Somerset and Hampshire Fire and Rescue Services all insist it is safe.
So yes, of course we're aware there have been problems, and we're doing everything we possibly can with partners, Capita and others to ensure those problems are resolved. There is absolutely no risk of us not responding. So in the event of emergency that requires fire and rescue service response, dial 999 and we will respond, and we will be with you as quickly as possible.
Capita says its system was introduced after robust testing, and it will continue to work with the fire service to resolve any issues. Lee Madden, BBC Points West, devises.
Well, staying with this, earlier I spoke to the MP for South West Wiltshire, Andrew Murison. I asked for his reaction to the computer failures.
Well, I think it's very alarming. I think we're all used to computer glitches in our day-to-day lives, but this is in a different league in the sense that it's to do with the emergency services. This is something where life and limb could be at risk and serious damage to property. So I think this is something we simply can't accept. It's just not acceptable to have ongoing glitches of this sort. There must be a reason for them, and they need to be sorted out.
So how do we sort this out? The Fire Brigades Union want it taken to a public accounts committee. That's something that you could help with. Will you take this forward?
Yeah, well, I think both the South West and London, it appears, have had particular problems with this system, so-called Vision-DS software. And I think the first thing we need to do is to get the Home Office take on this matter, because I think overall it probably is the government department with the overview of this particular piece of software, and needs to, I think, look at all the places where it has been a problem and try to get to grips with why it's happened and how we put it right. I think it's important to say that, of course, this sort of software is great in improving response times and generally improving the service, so we can't dismiss software, but we certainly do need to make sure that any glitches are dealt with as a matter of priority, and also that there is a plan B that doesn't put the operators that you have described in the invidious position they clearly have been in when the system has crashed.
So how would you reassure your constituents going forward that this will be treated with some sense of urgency?
Well, as I said, I think it is urgent because we can't accept this sort of thing, which is happening regularly, in a system which is safety critical, whereas we would perhaps accept it in ordinary computing terms. Clearly, this software is special, and I'm alarmed that both in the South West and in London, we appear to have a system that routinely goes down for protracted periods of time in the way that's been described.
So what's the first action that you're going to take on this now?
Well, I'm going to write to ministers to find out what overview they have taken, whether they share my concerns, which I sincerely hope they do, and what they're going to do to put it right.
Will you come back to us so that we can follow up on this? Because it's obviously very
most certainly
concerning.
will. I think this is something we need to deal with as a matter of urgency.
Great. Andrew Mearson, thank